The Washington Huskies have a chance to keep up their momentum after a big win last week. What's going on, everybody? Good morning. We're going to knock the Washington Huskies preview out of the way early. Gonna get to the Seahawks later. I know everybody wants to talk about the Seahawks right now and that thing that they did last night, but we're gonna get the Huskies pregame off the chain first, and probably gonna do some college football prospect videos later today as well. But we got to lead off with a discussion about the Washington Huskies playing the Iowa Hawkeyes tomorrow morning. And I'll tell you right now, I'm not thrilled about this. I got to get up at like 8 a.m. to watch and prep for a stream watch along of the Washington Huskies. I don't think I've ever had to do that before. I don't think I've even ever had to watch a Washington Huskies game at 9 a.m. I can't remember the last time the Washington Huskies played a game at 9 a.m. So, just for the record, I usually do not get up that early. Just being honest here. Not on Saturday. Maybe other days, but not Saturday. So, not thrilled. Washington Huskies to me are something to be enjoyed after dinner, maybe a little before dinner, sometimes even during dinner, but not at 9 a.m. So, right off the bat, I'm not too thrilled. I will be streaming the game, however. We're going to make our way through. I'm going to turn on the stream sometime tomorrow, right before 9 a.m., and then we're going to go. We're going to see what's up. We're going to see what the team does. We're going to do play-by-play. We're going to do commentary. We're going to talk about how the game goes. We're going to see how the team performs. So be there. Probably not going to be heavily attended because it is so early. And I don't blame you. If you decide you'd rather stay in bed on a Saturday than get up early to watch the Huskies, I don't blame you. Maybe we'll get some East Coast people who are, it's noon for them. It doesn't mean nothing to them, but I can't say I blame you if you're on the West Coast and you value your sleep on a Saturday morning. But I'll be gutting through it because I want to see what this team does. Because, quite frankly, they did do something very impressive last week against Michigan, and I want to see if they can keep it up. So, the other element at play here is, let's just be honest here. We're playing Iowa. We're playing the Hawkeyes in Iowa. We already kind of know that this game is going to be not the most entertaining bout. You could even call it a bit of a slog. So, Iowa, they are who they usually are, it looks like. They're a good team with a great defense, a lot of defensive talent, a lot of stuff good on that side of the ball. And they're going to make life hard for you, especially at home. But you've got an offense that can run the ball decently, mostly against lesser teams, but their run game's okay. But they can't throw the ball at all. So when they face a good defense, or a real defense even, they can't really move the ball. They can't score. And the games tend to be low-scoring slugfests that come down to the last couple minutes. And it's rarely satisfying to watch. So already, I think we kind of know what game we're getting into here. Washington has a good offense, but they don't have the diversity and the power and the ability to stretch the field to, I think, really push this Iowa offense to its limit. So I do think that points are going to be a little bit hard to come by. And at the same time, I also think that Washington's defense has proven they are good enough to hold down that Iowa offense, keep the score low, and we're going to get a game that comes down to the wire. Sorry about that. I had to answer my phone, but yeah, that's kind of how I feel about this game. It's our offense is good. The Huskies have a good offense, but I don't think that it's diverse and explosive enough to really punish Iowa's defense, which maybe it's not as good as it typically is this year. I think that's at least arguable. They've had a couple of bad games, or at least not as good as usual games. but we don't have the downfield threat. We don't have the ability to stretch the field vertically that we had last year. So I imagine Iowa's going to shrink the field and make it hard for us to move. But I think our defense deserves the benefit of the doubt at this point. They played really well for most of the season. And against an offense that is really no passing game whatsoever against an even mildly decent team, it's going to make Iowa very one-dimensional. It's going to make Iowa really hard-pressed to score. So I'm expecting a low-scoring game that comes down to the last few minutes, and you hope that in the last few minutes, you're the team with the lead. You want the other team driving for the win on you in this one, which is not typical of football these days. But that being said, do I think we're going to get it? I mean, it's a road game, so I'm not going to feel too great about it. But at the same time, I really feel like if you can just outlast them, you can get it. It's not going to be easy. I know we're underdogs. We're small underdogs. But I don't feel... I felt like Michigan was going to whip us. I really did. I felt like Michigan was going to whip us. I actually feel better about this game than I did the Michigan game, which is probably a mistake because it's in Iowa. But I just feel like there's no way Iowa's going to be able to put us away early. Like, there's no scenario where Iowa just puts up 30 points and we're down 3 scores and it's over. So I feel like we can hang around and hang around and hang around, and even in the worst case scenario, gut it out. So I don't feel badly about this one. I'm not saying I think we will win, but if I had to pick between the two options, I feel pretty good. I feel pretty good about it. I just feel like this offense kind of had a breakthrough moment last week against Michigan where they finally turned their great ability to move the ball, their yardage production into points. And they did it on a Michigan defense that is legit. So I feel like that was a moment in the season where things started to click. So the Washington Huskies, if they win this game, then they are 1 win away from a bowl game invite in all likelihood. That win will not be easy to come by, but the opportunities will be there. So you win this game, I do think you find a way into the bowl season. If you lose this game, I don't know if I can find 2 more wins. I don't. I think that's asking a bit too much. So this game's big. This game, as it turns out, is very important. Huskies need to win if they want to be playing 1 more game at the end of the year. So I'm going to have some faith in them. They deserve it after a really impressive game last week against Michigan. They survived the quarterback swap. They survived a really, really bad, I'd say, hour of that game where everything just went wrong. So I'll put my faith in them for 1 week here and see what happens. But they're always 1 loss away from putting you right back in the hole. And I know that there are going to be some very difficult games right around the corner here. So the losses are coming, at least a few of them. So let's bank what we can while we can. We have momentum. Come watch the game with me. Watch a long stream. I believe it is on cable at least. You can watch it on Fox, I think, nationwide. So at least we got that. But if you, for some reason, can't watch the game, then come on by and I'll give you play-by-play the best I can. All right. See you guys later. Bow down to Washington. And let's survive. You don't thrive against Iowa. You survive. That's how you do it. All right. More stuff coming later. But see you guys tomorrow for the Huskies game.